Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope we're all doing well, staying safe, our loved ones and ourselves as well. Yeah, so here in Suffolk, United Kingdom, it's a lovely, lovely sunny Sunday. So yeah, thank God for life, and thank God for keeping us, for preserving us, and from keeping us from every harm, and keeping our family members and our loved ones as well. So yeah, basically, you know, I've been been doing some personal development of late, and I'm just super excited for what I've been able to unravel, yeah, I'm just super excited. I'm on the journey, and I'd like you to follow me. I don't know where it's going to lead me, where it's going to take me, but I've committed everything into the hands of God. And I believe strongly that, God will take absolute control. Yeah, so nice. If you're watching, going to watch later, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, so let's get into it. So as I said, I had this passion for social media. There's a whole lot, you can do on social media. And I just thought, okay, I had a training, I've had several trainings, prior to now. And I've found it really, really hard. I've struggled to actually, put things into action. And I just noticed I had this social media training, and on the very first day I was already taking actions, and I was like, oh wow, this has never happened to me before. I've done a lot of trainings, a lot of courses, and I've never felt this way before. So I was just like, looks like God is trying to tell me something here. Maybe social media should be the way to go for me. So yeah, everything I've committed into the hands of God. So yeah, and I noticed I was taking action. Everything I learned, I was putting into practice. Forwarding them to my coach, and it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. I've been learning, developing. I'm following people as well. Obviously, people that say that when you see successful people, try and follow them and see, what they did and how they got to that position, to that place, because everybody starts right from the bottom. There's no one who starts from the top. They start from the bottom and they work their way to the top. So yeah, so I've had a few people I'm following as well, learning from them, listening to motivational speakers as well, listening to sermons, Christian messages and all that, because these are things that we need to build us up, really. You can't listen to the news all day long. What I mean? It will just bring you down to ground zero, because the news are not, what you hear in the news are not edifying. They dampen your spirit, they pull you down, they don't make us thrive, spiritually and all that. So I've just decided, I'm not going to, before I used to like watch the news almost 24 hours, but now I just, I don't even know the last time I actually watched the news. That's because of the bad news they always like carrying around every single day on a day-to-day basis. So I'd rather, I've got the notifications that pop up, every now and then on my phone. I'm okay with that. I don't need any negative energy. Positive energy is what I need. So yeah, that's the way to go, guys. So yeah, so I've just got a few nuggets, to give us today. So yeah, as I said, just follow me on my social media training, and yeah, so hopefully you'll be able to learn one or two things as well, and take maybe one or two key information away from today's few nuggets as well. So yeah, information is key, guys. I always say this: information is key, knowledge is power. So let's try and put the information and the knowledge we've got to good use. Put our talents to good use, because if we have these talents, we don't put them to good use, I mean, it's as good as nothing. It's as good as nothing, really. So I would advise us, whatever it is, everyone has got talents. We've got potentials deposited inside of us. All we need to do is to search deep down, what these things might be, get them out, and thrive in them, put them to good use, because if you don't put them to use, you're going to lose them, So basically, whatever you do not employ, you forfeit. So when you don't make use of the good talents you've got, you forfeit them, and that is really, really unfortunate. So whatever you don't use, you lose as well. So you've got good talent, you've got talents, you've got abilities, if you don't put them to good use, you're definitely going to lose them. There are no two ways about it. And you lose automatically as well when you quit. So for me, I say quitting is not an option. When there is life, there is hope, and what doing is what doing well. Just show up every day, no matter how difficult, or how gloomy it may be looking. Just show up. Do your thing, be consistent, be persistent, be patient, enjoy the process as well, and ambition unused declines as well. So you've got your ambitions, dreams, aspirations, you don't use them, they'll decline. So let's, try and put our ambitions, our dreams, our aspirations, our goals to good use, so we don't lose them, so they don't decline. Strong feelings unused diminishes. So our strong feelings, let's put them to good use as well, so they don't diminish, and faith unused decreases as well. Faith, they say, is the evidence of things not seen, but you believe. You don't see these things, but you believe. You activate your faith, but if you don't put your faith to use, you would, they will decrease, basically. It will decrease, basically, so let's put our faith to use, so it doesn't decrease. And vitality unused diminishes. So you've got vitality, you've got vigor, you've got everything, you don't put it to use, you're just going to be sleeping, you're just going to be lazing about, not doing anything, losing out as well. That would be quite unfortunate, and energy unused decreases as well. You've got lots of energy, you don't put it to use, you just notice that you get tired, obviously if you've got energy, you don't put it to use, you will get tired, so why not just make good use of that energy and just keep going, no matter what the situation, how the situation looks, just keep going. Don't give up. That's one thing I normally say, don't give up. And today unused as well is lost. So you've got the day, you've got 1,001 things you can use, you can do with today. But if you don't use it, if you don't put it to use, today unused is lost. You would lose it. Like they say, time lost cannot be regained. So you've got time in your hands, so why not put it to good use, so you don't lose it. And a talent and ability unused would be lost. You've got talents, you've got abilities, you don't put them to use, you will definitely lose them, without a doubt. So social media, you can do a lot of things on social media. And I mean, I was told as well that you can do a lot of things on social media, rather than scroll, on social media, you can actually make money on social media. And this is not you franchising with any company, but you can definitely make money on social media, which is, interesting. I mean, I'm learning these things and they are so interesting. They are, everyone needs to know, everyone needs to know all these tricks, I've been hearing that for a long time, not until yesterday when I had another training and my coach actually just, told me what that actually meant. She broke it down piece by piece, told me how I could actually do that. And it's amazing, it's incredible. So, I'm so super excited to go on this journey, and just follow me on my journey. And if you've got questions, feel free to message me, feel free to ask. And we learn every single day. There is no one who, the day we stop learning is the day we die, because our brains need to, exercise as well. We need to exercise our brain as well, and, we exercise our brain by learning. When we learn, reading, listening, watching, and all that, so yeah. And so that's just it for today. It's just a short video, and I will see you again. Till I come your way again, stay safe, stay blessed. Happy Sunday. And if you're going to watch later as well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.